I can find the measure of an interior angle of a given regular polygon. So when we're finding the measure of an interior angle or each interior angle, just keep in mind that your final answer is only going to be the measure of one angle. Whereas in other questions, I might ask you to find the sum, which is adding each of those angles up. So the formula here, this should be recorded in your learning log, but it's n minus 2 times 180 divided by n. And n, again, is the number of sides. So if you notice on top, the top part of the formula, this gives you the sum, which you will need to be able to find. And then your next step is to take that sum and divide it up evenly. So down here, we're going to look at some examples. So find the sum of an angle if the polygon is regular. So again, that just means we want one of the angles. So for a quadrilateral, if I plug this into our equation here, we've got 4 minus 2 times 180 divided by 4. So 4 minus 2 times 180 gives us 360 divided by 4, and that gives us 90 degrees. So an angle of a regular quadrilateral is 90. So let's talk about exactly what that means real quick. So again, if it's regular, that means all angles are equal. So this top part lets us know that if we have any type of four-sided figure, the sum of all four angles will be 360 degrees. So for example, one shape we've talked about is a parallelogram, and we know that the opposite angles are equal. So in this case, you can see these four angles, if you were to add them up, they still give you that sum 360, but they're not all the exact same measure. So the parallelogram is not a regular quadrilateral. It's just a quadrilateral whose sum is 360. However, if we're talking about a regular quadrilateral, that means each angle has to be the exact same measure. In this case, that is 90 degrees. So a square would be an example of a regular polygon because it has all congruent angles and all congruent sides. So again, when it's asking you for an angle or each angle, it just wants one for a regular polygon. So when we divide it by the number of sides, we get how many degrees each of those angles will be. So let's take a look at two other examples here. We're going to look at a nonagon and a 28gon. Again, you've got to know how many sides a nonagon has, and that would be 9. So we're going to do 9 minus 2. Multiply that by 180. Again, that's going to give us the sum for any nonagon, no matter what the shape looks like. But then once we take that and divide it by 9, it's going to give us each angle if that polygon is regular. So the total here is going to be 1,260 degrees. And then if we divide that by 9, it gives us 140 for each angle. So if you were to draw a 9-sided figure where all of the sides and angles were congruent, you would have 9 140-degree angles. And then lastly, this 28gon, again, that means there's 28 sides. So 28 minus 2 times 180. And then we're going to divide that by 28 because there will be 28 angles. So 28 minus 2 times 180, so 26 times 180 gives us 4,680 degrees. Divide that up into 28 equal parts to figure out how much each angle is going to be, and that'll be 167.14 degrees.